Hi gang, I know you can't wait to get your hands on a PlayStation 2, but thanks to Frankie Muniz, I got mine already and it rocks.
Hey Maggie, speaking of Frankie Muniz, I've got a video feed coming in from the set of Malcolm in the Middle. He's calling every half hour for you.
Really? Put him on. Hey Freddie, Frankie, how's your PlayStation 2?
Yeah, haha, very funny. You know what I want.
Huh?
Games. I was in such a hurry to leave the E3 convention, I forgot to grab games.
Oh, you mean like these?
Oh, you're gonna share, right?
Hold on a sec. Okay, gang, here's what's packed into this issue. We set up an exclusive interview with Hideo Kojima, director of Metal Gear Solid 2, to get the 411 on this incredible sequel. Whether you've yet to pick up a copy of Grind Session or you're a seasoned skating veteran of the game, a new segment has some of the pro skaters and developers showing you insider tips on hidden challenges and how to push your level of performance. I'm not the only one around here sporting a hot new look. Check out the PS1, the newest addition to the hardware lineup.
But what about the PlayStation 2 games?
Glad you asked. We went out to the Hard Rock Rock Fest in Chicago with our newly renovated PlayStation 2 truck. See what the fans had to say about this incredible gaming system. And since our PlayStation 2 roundup went over so well in the last issue, we put another one in this issue, so you can see the latest footage in action.
Maggie, you're not gonna get me into those PlayStation 2 games, are you?
Nope.
At E3, the biggest video game trade show of the year, one game dominated conversation. Every hour, huge crowds gathered to watch the preview of Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty.
1 minute, Metal Gear Solid 2.
Many said later it was the most amazing game footage they'd ever seen.
It was incredible.
I've never seen any video game like it before.
It's reason to buy PlayStation 2 alone.
The director of the series, Hideo Kojima, is now back in Japan hard at work, but he took a short break to give PlayStation Underground subscribers an exclusive inside look at the game.
The response to Metal Gear Solid 2 at E3 was well beyond our expectations. And while we are very happy, it's also a little scary. We're going to spend the next year creating the game, and we're using the high expectations as a positive source of tension. Does anything we've created yet exceed my expectations? No. While working with hardware and human limitation, we're trying our best to create a game that is as close as possible to the vision I have imagined in my mind. Although I don't know what will happen later, right now it's not something that has exceeded that image yet. But when the game is completed, and many different people play what is closest to the game I have imagined, they take it beyond my own imagination. That's what's fun about games. What's our biggest challenge? To capture what gamers want in a sequel. It is not easy to find out what they want, or what series features they like the most. Secondly, the fact that we're developing on a new platform, the PlayStation 2, offers a challenge. The series could evolve many different ways on the PS2, but what evolutions will gamers be comfortable with? They want features they liked in the previous game, yet we still have to create surprises too. We've been working with the military advisor, Motasada Mori. He's given us advice on how to use and carry different weapons, and he contributed to improving the game's enemy AI. He was valuable in teaching us troop formation, especially clearing. We practiced this formation ourselves, and that helped us put it into the game realistically. People notice how much detail we put in the game and wonder what details we have to leave out. My main goal is to create atmosphere. Therefore, human figures, including both Snake and the enemies, are rather simplified. Also, low-priority background objects are simplified. The calculating power saved there will be allocated to factors like rain splatters, wind, and headbands that help create atmosphere.
彼に会ったのはもう6年ぐらい前なんですけども。
Our art team leader is Yuji Shinkawa. I met him 6 years ago right after I graduated college. He is amazing because he's young and his art style is so passionate, yet his lines are very mature, like someone who's been in the business for decades. He also comes up with many innovative ideas. I'll throw him a couple character concepts, and he will throw them back to me with a bunch of unexpected twists and surprises.
こんにちは、新川です。
As in the previous series, I'm the character and mechanics designer. Because we're making a sequel, I thought our challenges would be easier than in the previous game, but now I'm finding them more difficult. I'm working through trial and error. With the new PlayStation 2 hardware, I need to incorporate more details in the art and think more about the settings. We still have a ways to go, but I hope everyone's looking forward to this game.
そうです。映画ではないので、僕のメッセージは 100%。
When I make a game, I want it to have a message or theme that I can communicate through the dozens of hours that users play the game. It's very difficult to communicate something while the user is playing the game and so much information is being processed at once. With Metal Gear Solid 2, I'd like to explore how our digital era will evolve and the effects it might have on us. To do that, I'm using a digital medium.
今2の方を作っている。
Will there be a third Metal Gear Solid? Others may be able to plan a series in advance and figure out each sequel. But I'm the type of person who wants to do everything now and put everything I can into what I'm currently working on. I'm creating the game without thinking about Metal Gear Solid 3. I want to put everything that would go into the third series into the second one.
久しぶりだな、兄弟。お前は？そう、俺だよ。
How do you top off a perfect day of rock and roll, listening to 12 hot bands headlined by Metallica? What if the day included a chance to be one of the first gamers in North America to try out the PlayStation 2? That's what happened at the Hard Rock Cafe Rockfest on July 22nd near Chicago. It was the premiere of the new PlayStation touring attraction, a 68-foot air-conditioned trailer that lets more than 60 people at a time check out the PlayStation 2. What did they think?
We were so impressed. It was beautiful.
It's starting to look like people now. Extra true people. About as realistic as you're gonna get.
Racing games were fast. They look a lot better. The backgrounds are a lot clearer and everything.
The sound is awesome. It beats anything that's come out. I mean, I started playing games back with Pong and Activision, so I've seen the changes and it's great.
I want a PlayStation 2 now! You see this truck anywhere you go and you follow that truck.
As soon as it comes out, I'm down.
How gripping were the games? The guy in the background couldn't be distracted. Throughout the day, the truck attracted all kinds of people. That included performers from on stage like Stephen Fitzpatrick and Jimmy Madla, guitarist and drummer for Veruca Salt, and Ed Robertson, singer and guitar player from Bare Naked Ladies. What did they think of PlayStation 2?
Awesome. I cannot wait to get one.
Felt great. The games look amazing, the demos look great.
It's the ultimate gaming machine.
When do musicians get to play?
Video games are a good merger with rock and roll lifestyle because we spend so much time on a tour bus.
Fortunately, we have a television and PlayStation system that we enjoy routinely. It eats up hours and it just flies when you got the controllers in your hand.
What's been their longest PlayStation marathon?
I went home for Christmas a couple of years ago when Final Fantasy VII, I believe it was, came out, and I logged about 40, 50 hours in the week I was home. My mother's never forgiven me.
You know what? Probably the most intense binge of all is like racing game binges with some of the crew guys on the bus. Like Gran Turismo 8-hour stretches.
GT 2000.
Yeah, GT 2000.
That's pretty much going to do it for me. I love the underground.
From rock stars to rock fans, demand for the PlayStation 2 is huge. What's a good strategy for getting yours? We asked around.
The day it comes out. Just gonna get up early, go to the store and get it.
I want a PlayStation 2 now!
My girlfriend has buying me a PlayStation 2 for my belated birthday present. It's one of the best birthday presents I'll have for a long time.
Don't ask the bad question, I'll kick your butt.
Will you buy me PlayStation 2?
For $299, it's a value in a DVD. Yes, I am going to do that for you. Son, I love you, man.
Buy it online. It's the only way to fly.
Yeah.
No more standing in lines.
Nah, no lines for us. Order it up, get it shipped right to the door. Get playing it as soon as possible.
I'm gonna have to quit my job.
Yeah, let's quit our jobs.
Yeah, we're out.
All right.
What's keeping you from pulling off tricks you've never done before? Maybe it's visions of eating it. So how do you turn the taste of gravel into the taste of glory? PlayStation Underground got some tips from the developers and pro skaters of Grind Session on taking your ride where it's never been, both in the game and on the concrete waves.
Lately, I've been liking to jump over these roofs. I don't know why. It gets really rocky. So sometimes you're skating towards it and you hesitate and you jump off and then your foot's sliding against the rocks and the edge is coming. You're like, whoo! Basically almost pissing your pants, but you know, you make sure you don't do that. You just, oh, whew. I put 2 picnic tables down 13 stairs and then I did a flip and then landed nose blunt slide down both of them. And then the speed you gain going down was just like, whoo! You know what I mean? You just feel great. It's just the greatest feeling.
What's great about Grind Session, the pro said, is that it's like real life. It challenges you to be an artist and combine tricks in new ways each time you play.
With skateboarding, you can get creative and you can start doing things and start making your own things. It's like, you know, your first time cooking or something, seeing if you can make some chocolate chip cookies out of Play-Doh, you know?
The developers explain how this keeps the game fresh.
It's really cool working on this game for over 1.5 years and still being able to have fun with it. And the way that it's still fun for me is linking certain moves together. For example, so if you have a quarter pipe that's up against a wall and above it is a rail, and then down the other side is another quarter pipe, people play through the game. They can just keep learning different lines, but then also ways of accomplishing those lines is different every time.
When you're with a pro skater, they see the world in a very different way than you or I see it. We call it sort of like the skater's eye. And you can sort of pause and look around the world, and you'll see there'll be these challenges throughout the track. And it gives us a chance to sort of say, like, this is what we think is like a really, hard thing to do. Why don't you go see if you can try it? By far the most challenging tech line at Burnside is the one that sort of involves this tranny here to here, and then up into these rafters. You can see the red line there. The way to get it is to line yourself up on these trannies, trying to give yourself as much momentum to your left here as possible to carry you over the rails. Here we go. A little balance, balance. Jump off. Survive. Yes.
That's one of the hardest moves in the game. Is there any way to shorten the learning curve for new moves?
A lot of times, it's just the way you're thinking about the trick. And if someone maybe explains it a little different way, it suddenly clicks in your head a little bit and you try it a little bit different way and it works. I mean, that's how it works for me anyway, just trying it and then I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
If you think you've mastered Grind Session or other skating games, designer Zach Crafting threw out this final challenge.
If you can manage to get every key for every track, which is getting 40 respect for each track, you can unlock all the doors in the dream house and get to every room. Each room contains a token. You get all the tokens for the whole dream house. You unlock a character that has every single trick in the game. But the payoff is amazing, because then to have every trick in the game
that everybody knows.
Your point totals are just going to go through the roof.
Whether you're skating on the street or the screen, everyone we talk to seems to say that reaching a new level of performance is just a state of mind if you're willing to work for it. It's a free world. Skate it.
This cool move is from Medieval 2, the level Greenwich Observatory. I'm going to show you how to solve a puzzle just inside the docks area. In the docks area, you'll come to a room with 4 switches. Each of these switches has a meter above it, and you can change the positions of the meters by using your hammer on the switches. The solution to this puzzle is actually in the next room, and can only be seen if you stand here where it glows blue. Hold down L1 and triangle to remove Dan's head. Then press L1 and triangle again to switch to the point of view of Dan's head. Once this is done, you can press the R2 and L2 buttons to look inside the chamber and see the solution to the puzzle. Here we can see that you need to set the first and second switches to the full position and the third and fourth switches to the barely full positions. The key to this puzzle is losing your head. Then we can press L1 and triangle to return to control of Dan's body and set the switches to the correct positions. The solution to the puzzle is random each time you play the game, so you'll have to do this yourself to solve this puzzle in Greenwich Observatory. And that's how it's done.
Perhaps one of the hardest puzzles in Wild Arms 2 is the Rising Pillar puzzle in the Holst Ruin Mines. The object here is to place a bomb on all 4 pillars so they rise at the same time. This puzzle can be a little tricky. Let me show you how it's done. Start off by placing a bomb on this pillar right here and quickly running to the next pillar. Repeat this process on all 4 pillars, making sure there's a bomb placed on all 4 of them. And that's how it's done.
In the racing game Speed Punks, there's a really cool shortcut you can use to beat Cosworth in the Cosworth Challenge. Check it out. From the starting point, race forward along the intended pathway here, and take a sharp right turn along a dirt path. As you approach this ramp, you're going to notice there's some turbos you can pick up. Once you grab them, press R2, jump to this ledge here, and into this waterfall. This is totally opposite the way Cosworth is going, but that's great because you're actually cutting across half the track. Once you exit the little secret area, you'll be right back on the track, right in front of the finish line. There you go. Try it yourself.
In the game Tomba 2, there's a pretty tough event to complete called the Precious Ring. In this event, a miner asks you to collect a ring that he dropped from the pipe in the large mine underground pipe area. The tricky part is actually getting to the ring. It's located in a hidden room at the bottom of the underground mines area. Now I'm going to show you exactly where to find that. As soon as you start the event, you want to come back here to the underground mine entrance. Equip your squirrel clothes. And when you have that done, you make your way to the right. all the way over to this first chain here. And you want to jump off the chain and then glide downwards until the screen shifts just slightly south like that. Then start flapping your wings towards this middle dirt path there, and then you will fall into the secret room if you have the right spot. Inside the secret room, pick up the small mud clump, jump on the red platform, and hit the blue switch to return to the top. From here it's pretty simple. Just return to the coal mining town through this door ahead, and when you arrive on the other side, you're going to follow the path, go up the 2 flights of stairs here, and enter the underground machine room. Once inside, walk over to the washing machine and use a small mud clump from your inventory. Place it into the washing machine, and after this sequence right here, it will actually emerge as the precious ring. Take that ring back to the miner at the entrance and you'll complete the event. Good luck.
It's in 1 out of every 4 US homes with over 70 million units sold worldwide. So what can we do to make the original PlayStation better? Shrink it. This is the newly redesigned compact version of the PlayStation called PS1, released in September.
It's about a third of the size of the original PlayStation and much lighter too. So it's really much easier to take with you on trips, take with the family, take over to a friend's house to play. I think one of the benefits is that we've actually redesigned the on-screen display and also offers you the option to choose different sound effects when you're using the PlayStation as a CD player, for example. We've also announced another cool peripheral for the system, which will be available sometime next year in Japan and sometime after that in overseas markets like North America. And that is a 4-inch high-performance LCD screen, which can be connected to the PS1 and allow you for greater flexibility for portable play. One of the key benefits in Japan is with the advance of cell phone technology, which is called iMode in that country. The PS1 will be able to be connected to cell phones to allow you to download games and also exchange information with memory cards. We hope obviously to explore possibilities of connectivity for mobile communications in this market eventually too. The PS1 obviously will be positioning for a younger market, for an entry-level gamer who perhaps is new to the world of video gaming, whereas, as everyone knows, the PS2 offers a much broader range of computer entertainment. We're really pleased because you really have, for the first time, a kind of end-to-end solution to cater for all sorts of gamer in the same household.
Plug your PS1 in anywhere. It's now easier to take your favorite games with you. The world of PlayStation keeps on changing, and we'll keep you on top of the new opportunities.